This was called Diana Ross and the Supremes. It's not only that they had specialized in line dances, those dark, ebony-faced girls just out of high school, caught in the act of their very first chances at love, but rather that they could sing it like it was ours too. All three of them, public housing girls. Girls we could know too in the front seats of our parked cars, and at the drive-in or outside of the high school doors. How many of us sang with them as they commanded, "Stop in the name of love before you break my heart and think it over." And the glossy photographs of them bundled up like skinny, sexed-up otters in their fur coats on Grand Boulevard at the studios. And all of the publicity pictures they endured for us. Florence, Mary, Diana. It was no wonder they fell like a handful of silver glitter out of the dark bandstand that was the frozen night sky. And it's no wonder me, standing here, writing this epitaph to them as the winter wind beats away at an old doorway, sprung. It's no wonder, because Black Bottom was rotting and gone. And because Diana, with your new nightshade flower look, had become their lead singer, replacing poor Florence. And because the hits, bursting like so much electric radiation out of Hitsville, USA, were gems. They were finger rings for us. I wonder, standing here outside where the old 20 Grand used to be, whether Diana ever comes back here for a visit. Maybe she cruises the elm-covered streets in a black limo. I wonder if the beaten-up city deserves one more echo. I wonder if she blazes the sidewalks with her beauty humming. Maybe she carries her jewelry deep in her child's heart, and her memories of the cold stove, the rats, and the old life in the projects is forever forgotten by her. And so is Florence, dead at 32 of heartbreak. And so are we, because we once loved her and the girls. They were like sisters to us. And their voices lifted us too on cold winter days where the snow-covered streets like Warren Avenue, where I write this, were empty. And because the poor city, forgotten about like a hit record, still spinning but ended, was abandoned too by Motown. So that all that is left now is their sound. It's radiant, stark, bright. Though you know it can't be true that Diana forgets us. Not us, we who lined up to see them sing at the swank supper clubs. Or maybe it's all of us that can't forget her, and the girls too. Here in the city where cars rust, but memory never sleeps. This next poem is called The Archivists of the Incomprehensible. There's a fancy title which means it's incomprehensible to me that this place can ever get better, but it is incomprehensible to believe that way. Because that's part of the seduction of Detroit. You never know what's going to happen. And so that's what this poem is about. The archivists of the incomprehensible one day arrive here carrying their totems of change. Their bags of transcendence and the ingredient eyeballs left over by startled partners going blind. All the noise will be the commotion of an edible garden. All the children will be laughing stomachs and merry-go-rounds. All the girls will be pregnant ideas and glimmering sheets. All the men, forecasts of heaven. All the streets, ping pong. All the birds, aurora yellow stardust and vaudeville curtains. The clowns will evacuate all the rubble. fountains sing praise. The story will be evolving. All the excess torn away like rain. The future will be an envelope, the past a drug abuse recovery. All the mementos clutched in palms will be dancers leaping. Buses will carry passengers into the hallways of a subversive love. Work life will be a movie set where the ending owes the beginning. Every person will be on the set and the arrangement will be ordinary. The music will tell the archivists what will happen to Grace. What will happen to Grace can't be predicted. Only the ordinary know. The archivists of the incomprehensible are here now. They shadow you while you shop at the farmer's market. They align with you like the ghost in the abandoned vehicle. They are the excess of the coming change, the forecast, the noise, the magic box where death brings life, life brings birth, the history that is us, the beautiful rust in the machine. I want to close with a commemorative poem about driving through the riots in 1967, which is a dim memory I have driving with my father through the riots. Grand River Avenue, Detroit riots, 1967. Sometimes in a young mind there are rabbits sniffing pine cones and wet grass in the morning. The world is an oral landscape of meditative beauty. In my young mind, I'm driving with my father. I'm not sure where the hell we're going. It is July 1967, and there is smoke billowing out of the rooftops. Army vehicles, which look like big violent bugs, churn forward down the streets. I'm told to duck down in the station wagon. I'm told there could be sniper fire. My young head could be blown apart like milkweed. So I grip the back of the seat with my strong arms like I'm hugging the side of a wall for protection. My stomach, which is full of acid and stones, tightens. My father looks ahead as if sniffing down a long corridor to a doorway, something golden and light. I'm guessing he's looking straight into heaven, for I am Catholic and I can't guess ahead to anything else, nothing but white light. And there are angels, big weeping winged things caressing the burning cars exploded down along the side streets. Some angels genuflect, some blow saxophones or trumpets, and they throw them down on the street loudly, and it sounds like wailing or crying, as if all of heaven's gate had fallen like glass over us. Then I peek up, see the black men running away. Some of them run into storefronts with no glass remaining, and their faces are terrified pieces of rubber. And the police cars race forward after them. Fire trucks roar down the road and blow hoses full of water all over them. Someone calls them devils, but it sure isn't my father, for his heart is as wobbly as a bowl of milk, and he loves them. And the angels, which are large insects with beating wings and wailing faces that resemble sunflowers bursting apart, race and swoop down on us. And one of them cradles the window of the car like a blanket, a large, bursting mouth of howling. And he yells at me, "You will be named John one day, and you will tell of the apocalypse here. And every story you tell will be true and bewildering. For you fear all this, and it breaks your heart." Thank you.